You know, it takes a sacrifice to feed our family, and when we know and love these animals, it makes it that much more meaningful. Hey guys, Steve, got my beautiful wife here, Dorothy with 6 Day Ranch. Today we are getting ready for the next batch of meat chicks that are coming in. We got a notification yesterday that they were shipped, and it could take from 1 day to as long as 3 days for them to come in. Last time it took a lot longer. It took 3, maybe 4 days, was it? Yeah. Maybe 4 days. But that was in the middle of the pandemic when a lot of folks were shut down, and the mail service was just really slow. So we expect them to come any day now, could even be today. So we need to get ready. So we're not prepared. It won't be as much work because we're already set up for these guys back here. As you can see behind me, it's crazy. We've still got 50 of these original batch of meat chicks that we purchased. They are not quite ready. We're probably going to weigh them today, but last time we weighed them was what, a week ago maybe? Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. Like everything's been a blur lately. So last time we weighed them, they were a little over 2 pounds, like 2 to 3 pounds. And so we put a lot more feed on them because they're right at 6 weeks, a little over 6 weeks now. And we're making sure that they have a ton of food, and we're doing the whole 12 on, 12 off thing with the food. We remove their food at nighttime, but we make sure they have enough to where they don't run out during the day because we want to finish them off as plump and healthy as possible. So we're going to get a new batch of 50. So that's going to put us well over 100 chickens between them, the chicks that we hatch from the incubator, and the laying hens back there. So it's going to be a little crazy for a few weeks, a transition before these are ready. But we've got plenty of time, and we're gonna go set up the brooder for these new chicks that are coming in, because obviously we want to be prepared for when we get that call from the post office. So that's what we're going to work on today. And waters, we're going to move everybody's water around. We need to make sure everyone has plenty of water. This time of year, the hardest part of taking care of all these animals isn't the feed, it's the water, because they're going through a ton of it. And obviously it's important that they stay hydrated and they have fresh, clean water. Beautiful here has been doing a phenomenal job. That's the parts that she hates the worst, is dealing with the waters. She doesn't like lugging those big jugs around. For those of you that don't know, I've got a lot of jobs, but one of them I work from home, and I'm here quite a bit. So a lot of times when Beautiful's out doing videos, doing a great job of taking care of the animals, I'm neck deep in my office, buried away doing a conference call or something like that. So she does a great job, and I just want to show her a little bit of appreciation for that. But we're going to move some waters around. We actually just bought a new one to replace the water that was busted in the laying hens coop. That was a cheaper one that we got from TSC, and I would not recommend it, guys. The round ones that are ribbed, they're a little cheaper, but you get what you pay for. They're really flimsy. This one here that's on the meat chicks has held up just fine, but the first time the one in the laying hens fell over, it dented and it got a hole in it. And we've yet to, I mean, I'm sure we could find something like some epoxy or something to patch that hole, but it's still dense, and it's really flimsy. So that was a lessons learned for us. So what am I missing? So we're gonna take care, we're gonna do the brooder, we're gonna get them moved around, make sure everything's clean and ready for the new chicks. What else?
Have a fantastic day.
And have a fantastic day. So, man, it is muggy out here, y'all. It is really hot and muggy. Thank God, thank you, Jesus, there's a little bit of a breeze. But later on today, we've got a pretty high chance of thunderstorms. So we're out here this morning to make sure we get everything taken care of before that hits. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, guys, I just want to say a really quick note. Every now and then, we're a farm page, so we expect it. Every now and then we get a random, very angry or hateful comment on Facebook from folks who don't understand that we are, in fact, a farm. So any of you guys, if you're still watching by now, I assume that you know, but yes, these animals are for meat. You know, we completely respect other folks' opinion. Some people don't get it. Some people don't understand why we do what we do. I've got people that are meat eaters that comment or engage in conversation with us, and they say, well, how can you name these animals that you're going to eat, or why are you, giving them toys and things like that? Well, the answer is pretty simple. What we do around here is we believe very firmly that these animals deserve the best life possible. Just because they're going to die, that's their purpose. God provided them for us for that purpose. We want to give them a good life, and we believe that just society as a whole, maybe it's an American thing, I don't know. I haven't been to too many other countries, but we've distanced ourselves from food. It takes a sacrifice to feed our family, and when we know and love these animals, it makes it that much more meaningful. We not only do we know where our food's coming from to feed us and our kids healthy, clean animals that we know where they came from, but we can take pride in knowing that we were good stewards of those animals, that we gave them a good life, versus some of these farm operations or these mass commercial ones where they never leave a little few square foot concrete floor or a box, like the way chicken farms are and stuff like that. So we take a lot of pride in that. And so anyway, for you guys that support us, we love and support you guys. I just wanted to put a little plug in there about that, because we get those from time to time. It doesn't bother us. We respect everybody's opinions, but that's exactly what we do here, and that's why we do it. We firmly believe these animals can have a great life, and when it's time to go, yeah, it hurts. We've got hearts. We don't like to process these things. We don't like to say goodbye, but that's part of the sacrifice that it takes for our family to eat, and we're grateful for it, and it makes us more grateful for it. So I'll stop ranting. We're gonna go.
First off, I gotta go get some more feed. I don't have enough.
We're gonna go get some more feed out of the car. Here, hold this, beautiful.
So we keep the feed in the car because we have mice that we have yet to get under control, and they tear through the bags of the feed.
Well, the bags that don't fit in the bins.
Yeah, the bags that don't fit in the bins. So if you look,
yeah,
you're gonna see. Oh no, it's locked. You gonna go grab the key?
How many do you need?
Probably 2.
Put some more hay in here in those nesting boxes.
They're all laying eggs. Oh, did they get out? Even better. Oh, there's 3. Thank you. I just want to show y'all. Oh, I gotta open the gate. We added the 2 baby ducks in with the adults since they're about the same size. So far it looks okay. Daddy duck still is unsure. He's the more aggressive one, but of course they're staying far away from one another. It'll get better, they'll get used to each other. This is how we incorporated, see the one right in the middle? That one was the one, this one right here. She was the one that we hatched a couple years ago.
So far, we've got fresh new bedding down in the brooder area. You can see over there.
Of course, the chickens are overtaking it.
Yeah, of course, the chickens are still overtaking it. So, if you guys remember from the earlier videos, we put this little makeshift divider in here just as a temporary stop so that we could keep them towards the back of this thing. And how long did that last? Maybe 3?
Yeah.
Maybe about 3. Maybe it was closer to 2.
Maybe.
I think it was about 2 weeks, and they were big enough to where they could fly over the top of this thing. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to add one more board. That's going to keep the new chicks from being able to get out as soon. But we also need a place for these incubator chickens now because we moved them in here. So we're just playing the chicken shuffle today, making room. So we're gonna put them over on this side in this area. And if they can still fly over with the new board, we're just gonna clip their wings. And for those of you guys that don't know what that is, you basically just cut the bottom layer of their feathers off, and it keeps them from being able to fly. It doesn't hurt them or anything. It's kind of like cutting our fingernails, you know. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna nail this board into place. Gonna move them back over and see if they can get back across. All right, so I just got some little shears here because they're pretty sharp. You can see on their feathers, they've got all these different layers. And you can cut, I mean, you could theoretically cut all the way up to here, but there's no need for that. You can see where this layer meets this layer of wings. All we're gonna do is cut these right across with some scissors. You wanna err on the side of cutting too long instead of too short, obviously, because you don't want, you know, they've got a wing underneath there somewhere, right? And you can feel it. You might be able to see it better from the other side. Nah, you can kind of see their wing there. You know, she's not making any noise. This isn't hurting her at all.
It feels weird when you cut them, though.
Yeah, it does. A smart man would have probably done this over a trash can or something too to clean up the wings.
She's so calm.
Yeah, she is.
It better be a she. Look at you go.
Good job, girl.
Oh, my finger.
All right, sorry. Yeah, don't cut your wife's finger when you're doing it. I know, Mama.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Those are some pretty wings you got there. We can't have you flying out.
That doesn't hurt you. You're just fine.
All right, next. Almost done.
You can feel her chest vibrating from like when she makes noises.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
We've got, the brooder is ready. We've got fresh shavings, plenty of heat source over there. That's where their water is going to go. We don't have the water in here because when we get them, we use what we call magic water. We didn't come up with the name. It's actually Justin Rhodes. I don't know if he came up with it, but we saw it on one of his videos. And basically it's a combination of several really good nutritious things for the birds. And it really helps them with that initial stress from shipping. Is a big stress on these animals. So we want to pack them with as much nutrients as possible. And we'll show you guys the recipe that we use when we do get them, because we want it to be fresh, right? Otherwise we'd go ahead and make it, put it in here. We've already got some food set out for them, just a couple of those typical chick feeders you could buy from TSC or wherever. If I can remember, I'll put these in the link. We got them off Amazon. So their area is ready. All we've got to do is plug those lights on and get them some food and then bring them in here. So we're done with that. These girls over here, you'll notice the ducks are missing. Well, we've got them in here and they're doing pretty good so far. Daddy Duck has shown his dominance already, but he is not hurting them. That's what we're paying real close attention to while we're out here. They're over there. Those are the two. They're not babies anymore. They look they look a little bit smaller, but they almost look completely identical to the other females already. But they're doing really good and they're happy. And so they're in there. These chicks here, we just clipped their wings so they can't jump over this barrier, because we don't want them getting in with the new meat chicks and you know, pecking at them or anything like that. So they've got fresh water. What you got?
They're inspecting their feathers from the...
Oh yeah, look at them. They're like, what's going on here? I used to have more feathers.
Why can't I fly?
Sorry, girls. Bummer. I know. It's for your own safety. You guys ever do this where you introduce little ones to the bigger ones? They're always going to be a pecking order. That's just how birds work. So you got to give them a break. You got to let them yes, we see you, Daddy. You got to kind of let them work it out on their own. You know, if you see somebody really hurting them, obviously separate them, but they're going to test each other's boundaries. And what we do is, anytime we do this, we make sure it's a period of time where we're going to be outside for a while. We didn't get it on video originally when we put them in here. They've actually been in here for how long? Maybe an hour now. So at this point, I think they're doing pretty good. Obviously, we're still going to keep a really close eye on them because we don't want them to get hurt. But it looks like everybody's doing well. Sideways. Push butt over.
There you go.
Yummy.
Face off. I know it's hot. Kevin! Oh, Kevin! Hey, Chris. Hi, Kevin! Well, you laid in front of him. What'd you expect, Mama? Pork chop. Pork chop's laying in the hole way over there. Alright guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time when we're getting our meat chicks.